Dear viewers, tonight's story is about a young nurse from North Carolina. She walked into room 412 thinking it was just another patient on her night shift. But what began as routine care turned into stolen glances, quiet conversations, and something no hospital rulebook could explain. There was something about him, the way he spoke like he had already known her soul. And there was something about her, the way she lingered long after her duties ended. What they shared was unspoken, but destiny had its own plans. Subscribe now, turn on the bell icon, and comment where you're watching from, because this story will leave you breathless. Let's begin. Evenings in the hospital were always hectic. Nurses moved quickly, machines beeped, and the sharp scent of disinfectant lingered in the air. Emily, just 21, walked down the corridor with her clipboard in hand, her badge glinting under the fluorescent lights. She had been a nurse here for barely over a year, but her calmness under pressure impressed even the senior staff. For her, nursing wasn't just a job. She cared, she listened, she gave every patient dignity. People often noticed her warm smile, her long dark hair tied neatly back, her graceful yet confident walk. Some looked at her for the wrong reasons, but she always kept things professional. She never blurred the line between work and romance, or at least, that's what she believed before Daniel. Daniel was a 29-year-old African-American man, admitted 3 months earlier with a rare heart disease. His tragedy was whispered across the ward, a plane crash that took his parents and his younger brother, leaving him as the sole survivor. Since then, he had endured surgeries, tests, and endless nights alone. The first time Emily entered his room, she noticed how different he was. He didn't demand, didn't complain. Instead, he greeted her with a calm, "Good evening," looking into her eyes with a sincerity that unsettled her in the gentlest way. One night, Emily came in with another nurse, Angela, to check his vitals. Daniel made a small joke about the ceiling fan spinning slower than the clock, and both women chuckled. Something about his presence stuck with Emily even after she left. Over the next weeks, their conversations grew natural, easy. He was witty, thoughtful, and kind, even when his illness weighed on him. But Emily reminded herself again and again, he's a patient. I'm a nurse. One evening, short-staffed and exhausted, Emily finally entered his room late. Daniel didn't complain. Instead, he studied her face and said softly, "You look like you haven't rested in days. Sit for a moment." Against her better judgment, she sat. He told her a story about how his brother once fixed a broken door with nothing but duct tape and a screwdriver. Emily could almost see it. 2 boys laughing in a messy garage. When she stood to leave, Daniel's hand reached for hers. His grip was warm, steady. "Daniel," she whispered, not sharply, just uncertain. "I'm sorry," he said gently, releasing her hand. "But I need to tell you something." "Not now. Later." He pulled out a folded sheet of paper from under his blanket and gave it to her carefully. "Read it when you're alone. Please don't show anyone." All night the paper burned in her pocket. When she finally unfolded it in the supply room, her heart skipped. "Come to my room at 1 a.m. It's urgent." "Come alone." "Daniel," she read it again. And again. She knew she shouldn't. It wasn't right, not professional. If anyone saw her, her career could vanish. Yet the word urgent echoed in her mind. He wasn't a man who played games. Something told her this mattered. By 12:55 a.m., Emily was still debating in the break room, her tea untouched. At 12:59, she stood, her heart steady but her thoughts racing. She walked down the dim corridor, past sleeping patients, until she reached his half-open door. Inside, Daniel was propped against pillows, wearing a loose hoodie over his gown. The bedside lamp cast a warm glow across his tired but determined face. His eyes softened when he saw her. "You came," he murmured. She sat carefully, her voice low but firm. "You said it was urgent. Tell me what's going on." "It's not about pain," he said, his hands trembling slightly on his knees. "It's about what little time I have left. The doctors don't say it, but I know. My heart won't last. And ever since my family died, I've thought about one thing, leaving something behind. I don't want my bloodline to end with me. I want a child. And the only person I can imagine as the mother is you." Emily froze, breath catching. "Daniel, you don't even know me outside this hospital." "I know enough," he said quietly. I know how you listen when no one else does. I know you care when you're exhausted. You're the first person who made me feel alive again." Her throat was dry, her hands tense. "Daniel, I'm too young. I'm not ready to be a mother. I have dreams, a future. I can't give you that." His voice softened, nearly breaking. "I'm not asking you to marry me. Just to give a piece of yourself so I don't disappear completely, please." Her eyes stung, but she held her ground. "I can't." He leaned back slowly, pain and understanding battling in his expression. "Then thank you for at least listening. That's more than most would give." Emily left with a heavy heart. But the next day she found herself at his door again. Daniel was writing in a notebook. She stepped inside quietly. "There's something else I need to say," he told her. "Not about me. About someone else." He explained about a boy in the next room, 15 years old, dying of kidney failure. "If my heart stops, my kidneys could save him. I don't want my death to mean nothing. Please push the doctors. Don't let bureaucracy bury my last chance to help." Emily's chest tightened. She pictured the boy's frail face. "I can't promise what the hospital will decide," she said softly. "But I'll fight for it." He reached for her hand, gratitude shining in his tired eyes. "That's all I need." And then, without warning, his chest clenched. His face twisted in pain. The monitors screamed. Emily hit the call button, shouting for help. Nurses and doctors rushed in. A crash cart wheeled forward. Through the chaos, Daniel's eyes searched for hers. His lips barely formed words. She bent close. "Please, don't." "Forget," her voice broke. "I won't. Clear." The doctor's voice cut through as Daniel's body jolted. The monitor flickered. "Again?" Another shock. Emily pressed her hand to her mouth, her tears fighting to break free. The monitor steadied faintly. "We've got a weak rhythm," the doctor called. "Move him to ICU." As they wheeled him away, Emily stood trembling in the hall. She glanced toward the boy's room, his frail body barely moving beneath white sheets. Then turned back toward the ICU doors just as the intercom blared, "Code Blue, ICU, Code Blue." Emily's heart dropped. She started running. What happened next left the entire hospital stunned. Dear viewers, the final chapter is near. Part 2 will reveal the truth, the twists, and the answers you've been waiting for. Don't miss it. Subscribe, hit the bell, and type "Final Part" in the comments, along with where you're watching from. The ending will change everything.